Okay. Laurie, let's do this, my friend. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you too, Paul.
Laurie, you're the oldest serving employee of Vic's Meat. In fact, you were the first employee of Vic's Meat back in 1998, I believe.
96.
96. So even before that, back in Darlinghurst.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. What's your heritage, Laurie? Where did you grow up here in Australia?
No, New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
But I'm a Chinese-born Kiwi.
So mum and dad are both Chinese?
Yes.
Yeah. And mum and dad
They're
still
from-
alive?
Yes.
Yeah, wow, living here in Australia.
They're separated.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Mum's still in New Zealand and my dad's in Australia.
Yeah, wow. And what about your family, Laurie? Like, you're married, children?
Yes. Yeah, two boys, 30 and 25.
What do the boys do?
One's a deputy principal,
Wow, at a school, at primary school, high school?
high school,
Yeah, nice.
down in Golgon.
Where's Golgon?
Just near Mudgee.
Okay, lovely. And your other boy?
He sells kitchen appliances.
You know, that's what Ray Kroc, the guy that founded McDonald's, did before he started McDonald's at 52 years of age. So it's not over for him. How old's your boy?
25 and 30.
25 and 30. That's great. He's got plenty of time. What about you, Laurie, in terms of becoming a butcher? When did you decide? What made you decide to do that?
I applied for a few jobs, and butchering was the first job that became available.
What about you? So you went to school here, or you went to school in New Zealand?
I went to school in New Zealand.
Yeah,
and then I came over.
And then you came over here and applied for a job here in Australia.
Yes.
Was this the first job you got, or was you worked somewhere else before?
No, it's the first job I got.
This is the first and only job you've ever had in your
Oh,
life?
you mean with Feeks or?
No, ever. Any job.
No, there's I've been a butcher for something like 45 years.
Wow, so almost as long as Vic.
Yes,
Yeah. So where did you work prior to this? You were at Andrews with Vic too?
that's right.
Okay, fantastic. Outside of Vic, who else in your career has been a mentor, someone that you've learnt a lot from?
I've done my apprenticeship with AJ Bush, the company AJ Bush, but through one of their branches.
Yeah.
Um,
And was there anyone in particular there that showed you the ropes or that you looked up to?
yeah, he's passed away now, but he was
What was his name?
very good friend, Brian Proctor.
Yeah, rest in peace, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was his friend
Yeah.
since I was 16 when I started.
Yeah, wow.
And-
You started together, or he was a bit older than you?
He was a bit older than me. He was managing one of AJ Bush's shops.
Yeah.
And when I applied for the job, he thought my name was, over the phone, he thought my name was Brian Swan.
Not Lawrence Wong.
No.
Oh, that's a classic. And what about working under Vic? Was he a good teacher, a good mentor for you?
Vic's been very good. He's never criticised the way I cut meat,
Yeah.
or he's shown me how to cut the different ways of cutting, but he's left me to cut what the way is easiest for me.
For you. Yeah, yeah. How were the early days here at Vic's, Laurie? Like what it is today, this beautiful facility, and you know, there's 70 odd people that work in the facility downstairs. Can you recall what it was like when it was just you and Vic downstairs and Anthony?
Yeah, he has come a long way. He only started off with one unit, and now he owns all 3 units.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 of us, I think, when we first started.
Yeah.
One person done mainly the sausages and small goods.
Was that you?
No, that was the other butcher.
That was the other butcher, yeah.
Trevor was his name, and Brian.
And Vic?
Victor and me.
Yeah, and you and Vic were doing the portioning and...
That's right.
Yeah. Did you ever imagine back in 1996 that the business would grow to become what it is today, and that you'd be producing meat for some of the finest restaurants in the country?
No, I never even dreamed of the place getting this large.
Yeah. Do you think of today even, Laurie? You know, it's 23 years later, almost to the day, that you are literally producing produce that goes onto the plates of some of the best restaurants in the country, to be cooked by some of the best chefs in the country. Does that occur to you as you work downstairs every night?
Yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah. Does it make you proud?
Oh, it's just unbelievable, the different types of meat that is being sold today.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen it change drastically since way back?
Oh, yes, a lot. Like back in the old days, dry age wasn't around.
Yeah.
And if it looks like that in the old days, you'd think the meat was gone bad.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it's interesting.
And you'd end up throwing it away.
Yeah, classic. What about Anthony's influence? Like when you look at Anthony's personality and the way that he's driven this business, do you look up to him for what he's been able to achieve?
Oh yes, he's been very productive, and
Yeah.
he has worked hard to build the business up in marketing.
Yeah.
He has worked hard to build it up like this.
Yeah. Was he a good guy to work for?
Well, I never really worked with.
You can be honest.
Yeah, I never really worked with Anthony, because he was more.
Sales.
More sales and
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
Like that side of the business, whereas Victor was more on the butcher side, on the floor.
They've had some raging arguments over the years, though. Have you seen any of them?
No, I know they have disagreements, but I think they work it out, and the dust settles by midnight by the time they go to bed.
Classic. What about some of the bad behaviour, Laurie? Like, from my understanding, in the early days, there were punch-ups out the front of the facility. There were a bunch of rogues that came and went. Do you remember any of those?
Oh, you can understand blokes getting upset with each other and frustrating, and the frustration builds up because there's all different personalities, and one doesn't want to bend and do things the other bloke wants it done, or the other bloke has his own idea of how to do things, and that's where the conflict comes.
Yeah. Do you think it's also to do with the fact that you guys literally work through the night? You know, you start at 1:30 in the morning, you work in a cold box. Do you think that just the hardship of what you do makes people a little bit shorter?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's just
the different personalities.
Different personalities. Okay, good answer, man.
What do you call personality clashes? but they all have good intentions. It's just that they get frustrated and lash
But it's
out.
way better now, Laurie, wouldn't you agree, that the culture of the facility now versus, you know, when I first worked here back in 2005, there was a bunch of misbehaviour. When I see what goes on the floor these days, I see people being far more professional, and the disagreements and the racial slurs or the sexist slurs and those kinds of things, they don't exist anymore. Would you say that's true?
I've never come across
seen it?
anything like that, no, because a lot of it's just done in fun and joking, and it's just that some people take it personally. But a lot of it's just done in joking, and just a bit of a laugh. Just that they're
a bit sensitive.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So
And like
okay.
just recently, a bloke, shall I say it?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Like John, I just heard that he got sacked because he made a racial comment about being Lebanese.
Yeah.
But he was only just saying, because he's that like rough and ready to go Aussie. That's just like a typical Aussie.
Yeah.
Meaning no harm and an end of it, just that the other fella took it the wrong way.
Yeah. I think unfortunately we live in a world now, Laurie, where whether people accept it or not, the respect for whether people are sensitive or not, but the respect for other people's heritage, etc., is just something that is commanded by everybody, and so as a business we kind of had no choice but to make those decisions, and I appreciate what you're saying, that John is just a classic Aussie guy, but it is what it is. What about the fact that you've done this now for 42 years, Laurie, and a vast majority of that is working through the night? Have you been able to keep your health as well as good as it is, keep your family together, keep your sanity? Is there a trick to it, or you're just a hard-working guy?
Oh, there's no trick to it. You just come here and do your job and just go home and don't get too involved with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. How have you managed it, though, with your wife and kids? Were they just very understanding and supportive of it?
My wife's been always supportive.
Yeah.
But
what's your wife's name?
Clarina,
yeah.
But it does wear a bit thin sometimes.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of it? Just that you have to go to bed so early and so you can't have dinner with the family, things like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you exercised and things over the year, Laurie, or you're so active at work and you just watch you eat, or you just got good genes?
Just good genes, I think.
Yeah, well, thank you to Mum and Dad. Do you think, though, Laurie, if the industry was able to change and we were able to give you guys work during the day, that it would make it easier for us to attract good people and to keep good people? Because it is hard. It's hard on people's health. It's hard on people's families. Do you think it would drastically improve your working conditions and your working life?
No.
You don't think so? You think some people just like working during the night?
It's I don't think it's any problem whether we do night shift or day shift. It's just getting up in the
middle of the night.
Yeah.
But isn't that the thing? Wouldn't you rather work in the day? Wouldn't you rather come to work at 5 o'clock rather than 1:30?
Oh, no, there are benefits in doing the night shift, because when I had my kids, I used to look forward to going home and picking them up from school.
Yeah, okay.
And spending time with them.
Yeah.
In the afternoon. Whereas you wouldn't be able to do that if you were working during the day.
Yeah.
And then you've got options if you had doctor's appointments.
You had the flexibility.
That's right. You could go and do those kind of things.
Yeah. Maybe you've just got this personality, Laurie, that sees the positive in everything. Because I know a lot of people, and for us, for Anthony and I, when we look at this business, that we do want to change it so that we have certainly split shifts where some people do work during the day, because, I think the science says that not sleeping during those critical periods from 10 at night to 4 in the morning, does make it more difficult for people with their health and their mental health and things. And it is something that we worry about, but you don't seem to be that concerned about it. It's worked for you and you've got your health. Because how old are you, Laurie?
61 in August.
Wow. How long are you going to keep working with us?
I don't know. Depends what the situation is when I'm 65.
Yeah, so
whether I can retire or go casual.
Yeah, is that for you the line in the sand, that you'll work to 65 and then look at your financial situation? And
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, are you still enjoying it, Laurie?
Yeah, I still enjoy butchering. It's
What do you like about it?
just the satisfaction of seeing the finished product.
Yeah.
It's you can cut meat decent
Mm.
and it looks good, or you can or some people are a bit rough, but they can still get over the line,
Mm.
not looking as presentable.
Yeah. Is that a pride thing for you? Like when you're down there every day, do you think that you just got to do the best job you possibly can? Like, is that how you approach it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I always do the job like it was for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the types of meat that you're seeing come through now? You spoke before, Laurie, about dry aged meat as an example. Are you amazed at the different kinds of meats that we're now seeing, whether it's kangaroo or we're increasingly butchering veal and the rosé veal and things? Have you seen a big change over the years?
Oh yes, there is definitely a lot bigger range than the old days when you just had a cow, lamb, and chicken, and that was it.
All coming in carcass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has that changed? Like the fact that we now get a lot of our meat in carton form as opposed to in carcass form. Does that change anything for you?
Yeah, because the cryovac bags have made it a lot more easier for the butcher because you just buy the parts that you need.
Yeah.
Whereas before with the carcass, you have to try and sell everything.
Mm.
And now you just, like say you need more rumps, you just buy more rumps.
Yeah.
And less chuck.
Yeah.
Whereas the other days you'd have to
take the natural
fill your quota for rumps and then try and get rid of the chuck.
Yeah, which is one of the big challenges of the industry, isn't it?
That's right.
Using all those curious or secondary cuts. What about the manufactured products? The fact that for us, one of our biggest selling, if not our biggest selling line now is our amazing burger patties. Like, would you ever have thought back in 1996 when the vast majority of what you were doing was, you know, portioned, controlled, actual cuts and a little bit of sausages and not much else, that our biggest selling line would be burgers?
No, it's amazing how burgers have come along. Just a simple cut like that has just come amazing.
Yep. And what about the retail stores, Laurie? Like, I'm assuming that over the years you've been to Victor Churchill and to Vic's Meat Market. Do you get a sense of pride for what Anthony and Vic have been able to create in a store, particularly like Victor Churchill, and the fact that you're a big part of that what you're doing here is being presented in, you know, what was once awarded the best retail store in the world?
Yeah, it's very excellent.
Yeah. Awesome.
He's really excelled himself.
He has.
Yes.
What about us taking that concept to New York? Do you think that's a good idea?
Oh,
it's all good, man. But do you think, like, would it make you proud to know that a store like Victor Churchill that you're cutting meat for is going to go to the biggest stage in the world, being in New York, and for you to be able to tell your wife or your kids or your friends at a barbecue that, you know, the business that you work for is a pioneer, which it is, you know? And I think for me, Laurie, when I look at you, because you're such a humble man, that you've been a massive part of what this business is. And, you know, the whole reason that we wanted to get you on this podcast was that without people like you, this business would never have grown to become not just the size it is, but the incredible brand that it is, the incredible reputation that it has, the incredible venues and chefs that it serves. And I don't think you guys give yourselves enough credit for how important a part you play in that journey.
Yeah, I would be proud to see Victor's name in America.
Yeah. He's nervous about it.
Yeah, but, you know, like, I hope it takes off because, you know, like in China and
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard how that's been going.
Yeah, no, we shut those businesses. Well,
Yeah.
those businesses went, but we exited those businesses. But yeah, no, I think it's a really good point that you raise, that sometimes the ambition and the execution of that are different things. But certainly our approach to New York is very different, and we will get it right. But, you know, I think it is something that you guys should be very proud of.
I would be proud to see Victor open up in America and to keep going, because you couldn't get a better bloke than Victor.
Yeah.
He's I've known Victor for maybe 35 years,
Yeah.
and he used to work two shifts, like 2 jobs. And I always said that I'd work for him, because when he opened up a restaurant, I said I'd always work for him if he opened up a butcher shop. And
you did.
yeah, and he asked me when he opened up, and Victor, you couldn't get a better bloke than Victor, because he understands what's going on and
Yeah.
how to go about things.
Yeah. Do you think he understands just what he's been able to create? You know, like besides the money and the wealth that it's afforded him, but just how significant a contribution he's made to an industry that, in my eyes, is full of many cowboys, and that Anthony's been able to, and with the support of people like you, been able to do something with grace and integrity and quality and respect and all those kinds of things that I think are sadly lacking in many parts of this industry.
Yeah,
He's done good.
yeah, he's excelled himself, and I think Victor can't believe how good he's done himself neither. And
I know, we're going to get into relaxing.
Yeah, he's the number one bloke to look to.
Yeah. Well, he's gone straight past 65, and now he's 67. So I'm assuming he's going to have to keep working till 70 now, just to finish up with you.
No, that's right. He can't retire till I retire.
Is that the deal? Gentleman's agreement.
And but if he ever retired, they would miss him very much here.
Yeah. No, he'll always play a part. You know, I think he should work a little less hard, but he will always play a big part in the heart and the soul of this business.
That's right.
Yeah. Laurie, from Anthony, from Vic, from Anita, we do want to say a massive thank you to you for all your loyalty, all your contribution, all your hard work. You're a gentleman. You're an incredibly valuable asset to this company, and for as long as it exists, you will have a role to play here and a home to come to here, whether you're working or not. So thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, Paul.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.